station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Tonight on your news at 10, a former police lieutenant has pled guilty after the death of a library police officer during a safety training exercise last year. We have the latest on the charges. Plus, tenacious and bright, how loved ones are remembering a woman shot and killed in Southeast DC earlier this week. And the newest federal holiday is only 2 days away. We'll take a look at how Juneteenth is being celebrated across the DMV this weekend and what it could mean for your commute.
And there's an air quality alert on Father's Day for a couple of different counties. We'll talk about who's under the air quality alert and what to expect temperature-wise for your Sunday, all coming up with my full forecast.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 10. I'm Marielle Carbone. Well, a retired DC police lieutenant is looking at spending up to 30 years in prison. Jesse Porter pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter and unlawful discharge of a firearm Friday. Those charges stem from a shooting during a training session last August that claimed the life of a library police officer, Marissa Mannion, in the Anacostia Library. Our Dave Laval tells us despite the plea, it's still a difficult time for the victim's family.
The lack of answers, the lack of being candid.
Latoya Francis Williams describes what the family of Marissa Mannion still seeks in her death last August at the Anacostia Library. Mannion died after she was shot during a training session inside the building, where Mannion served as a library police officer. The bullet came from a gun fired by the training officer, retired D.C. Police Lieutenant Jesse Porter. He pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter charges Friday, but Francis Williams said Mannion's family is still looking for answers.
Why did you have a firearm in the building where it was prohibited? And why did you have a live firearm on your hip?
The training involved police batons. There's surveillance footage of the shooting, yet the family, according to lawyers, still has not seen it.
She's a mom to her 4-year-old, and this is very devastating, you know. What are we gonna tell this 4-year-old?
Mannion's parents did not talk after Porter's plea, but they did talk to DC News Now last October regarding their struggles.
It's just so hard for me, because it's Halloween. I would go with my daughter.
That heartache is still there months later, even as Jesse Porter admitted to his role in Marissa Mannion's death. We're told the family is expected to begin counseling shortly. As for Jesse Porter, he remains free without bond while he awaits sentencing August 25th in Superior Court of the District of Columbia. At the Anacostia Library, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
New tonight, a 14-year-old is dead after an early morning shooting in Southeast DC. Police say it happened just before 1 a.m. on the 2600 block of Sheridan Road Southeast. The boy was pronounced dead at the scene. He's been identified as Stephon Streves of Southeast DC. A $25,000 reward is being offered for any information that leads to an arrest in this case. And in Baltimore, 16 people are injured after an MTA bus crashed this morning, and 2 are suffering from life-threatening injuries. Police say the bus hit 2 cars before crashing into a building. Baltimore police are still investigating the cause of this crash. Residents of the building have been allowed to return to their apartments. And developing now in Prince George's County, police are investigating a fatal shooting in Capitol Heights. They say it happened around 11:30 last night near Addison Road South and Wilburn Drive. Police were called for a welfare check, and that's when they found a man who was shot. No word yet on a motive or suspects. And multiple people are without a home tonight, and at least 1 person is in critical condition after a house fire in Northeast DC. DC Fire and EMS shared these photos and videos from the scene. It happened just after midnight on Blaine Street Northeast. The fire started in a 2-story house and extended to 2 nearby homes. 5 people have been displaced and a dog was killed in the fire. It took 100 firefighters to put out the flames. No word at this hour on what caused the fire. And a push to bring more long-distance flights to Reagan National is gaining momentum. The Washington Post reports that an important Senate committee has a tentative deal to bring 4 new flights to the airport, but those efforts have received some strong pushback, including from a bipartisan group of politicians here in the DMV. Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla has more from DCA.
The initial proposal was for between 14 and 28 new flights here at Reagan National. With this apparent compromise, any discussions will be held off for the next few weeks, but opponents of this plan say adding any new flights to Reagan National is the wrong move. A key reason for concern over this plan comes from an FAA memo, which says the additional flights would likely have a negative impact on passenger experience, meaning potentially more delays. All 4 senators in Maryland and Virginia raised concerns with the plan, including worries of the impact it could have on neighboring Dulles Airport, which traditionally handles the long-distance flights.
National Airport is bursting at its seams in terms of capacity. And the Commonwealth has invested literally billions upon billions to get Metro Rail to Dulles.
But Brian Walsh with the advocacy group Capital Access Alliance says adding 4 long-distance flights would be a start to an important change at DCA.
4 would be a step in the right direction, but from our perspective, it still falls well short of what's needed. The real reason there's some people are opposing this, and that's an unwillingness to have more competition.
There are also concerns from people living here in Northern Virginia that adding any number of flights will increase the noise that they hear from their homes. On the other side, people say adding these flights is crucial to making sure travelers have more options. Reporting at Gravelly Park, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
New tonight, we're learning more about the pregnant woman shot to death in Southeast D.C. this week. Loved ones tell us 22-year-old Samaya Gill was caring and giving. I spoke to one man that's known Gill nearly all her life. He says shootings like this are becoming all too common.
She's very bright, very energetic, always tenacious. Doesn't believe in the word no.
Jose Cuesta says he's known Samaya Gill since she was just 5 years old. So learning the news this week that she was killed in a double shooting.
This one hit right in the center of home.
According to police, 2 people drove up to the car 22-year-old Gill and 22-year-old Travis Foster were parked in on 37th Street Southeast. The suspects got out of their car and opened fire on them. Gill was killed, but doctors were able to deliver and save her baby, Zaylee. Foster suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
They get angry, and whatever the first emotion that comes out, that's what you get.
Cuesta works with young people through his ministry and says many don't know how to deal with conflict.
That's why it's so easy for a lot of young people just to jump out of a car and start shooting inside of another car.
As for what's next, Cuesta says Gill's family is grieving.
And surely her mother was devastated because they're close. Well, they were close, and very close.
And focusing on caring for baby Zaylee.
Everyone has joined together to say, yes, we're going to raise this child.
Stepping in and giving, just as Cuesta says Samaya would do.
Samaya was a very giving person. She couldn't see somebody in need and not.
And police are offering a $25,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest in this case. Well, in our schools, Virginia's Board of Education approving a new method for some school districts to hire teachers. The change would allow teachers in the classroom on a provisional license while they work toward a full license. Now, it also allows teachers to earn that license through an online pathway called iTeach. Teachers must have a bachelor's degree and be teaching on a provisional license to be eligible for the program. Now, the president of the company says this benefits people looking to change careers.
Individuals can engage at their time schedule, at their leisure. So if it's Saturday mornings or Tuesday nights, whenever they can log in to get the coursework done is when they can actually complete it. The total cost of our program is $3,050, and that includes all of our training. It includes test preparation. It also includes a video library access to the teaching channel.
Participating school districts must maintain their accreditation and provide a mentorship program for new teachers in order to use iTeach. Well, Juneteenth is just 2 days away, and the holiday, it commemorates the end of slavery when the last remaining enslaved people in Texas learned about their freedom more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was enacted in 1863. Now, groups are celebrating all across the DMV. In Virginia, Walk Arlington is hosting the Black Heritage Walk. That's on Sunday to honor Juneteenth at 1 p.m. at Towers Park. And in Maryland, the Extraordinary Investment Group has its third annual Black Business Expo on Sunday. That's featuring more than 60 Black-owned businesses and begins at 11 a.m. at Veterans Plaza in Silver Spring. And then in D.C., a reparations rally is happening at the Sylvan Theater on the National Mall. And that starts at noon on Sunday. Now, in the district, you can expect some road closures for some Juneteenth events. Today, D.C. police, they did close off 17th Street between Good Hope Road and T Street Southeast through 7 p.m., so that's all wrapped up. But Monday, Vermont Avenue between T and U Streets Northwest will be closed for the Juneteenth Music Festival, and that is between 6:30 a.m. and 11 p.m. And it was a pretty nice day to be out there for the Juneteenth events today, but how are we looking for tomorrow, Scott?
Well, a little hazy tomorrow, a little bit more air pollution in the atmosphere, especially around the district and points east of there. But right now, things are quiet, Marielle, as you can see quite nicely up in Hagerstown, our neighbors to the north here in Washington County, Maryland. Everything is pretty quiet. Temperatures are pretty mild outside, so we're not looking at any weather issues tonight. As a matter of fact, overnight lows are going to be in the 60s here in D.C., 50s in lower 50s in Hagerstown, by about 10 degrees cooler. We're looking at Frederick, mid-50s, same for Leesburg, same for Manassas. Lower 50s for Culpeper. Now towards some of the higher elevations, the mountains here, Woodstock and Luray, we're looking at upper 40s there. However, right along the water, from Baltimore down to Annapolis, down to Lexington Park, holding on into around that 60-degree mark. Speaking of 60s, we have some 60s here for Fido or Oliver. If many of you are watching, Oliver might be sitting next to you watching this broadcast here, and Oliver is walking along here, and it's going to be a nice morning for him. All right, let's take a look at our headlines here. Breezy and mild night ahead. Well, the breezy conditions are pretty much wrapped up, so it's going to be a mild night ahead. Hazy sunshine on Sunday, and like I said, there's an air quality alert for two counties. We'll get into that in the main weather. A quiet start to the new week, and then rain chances start to ramp up a little bit towards the end of the week and going into next weekend. We'll show you all of that active 7-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. Marielle.